Here we go, folks.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Monkey Month. As we... Yeah, it's kind of close.
Yeah, we got snow and it's cold and we're going to be in the teens tomorrow.
Please stop touching that. Anyway, we're reviewing...
Okay.
Anyway...
Okay.
Anyway, we're reviewing MX2 Most... Oh, MVP2 Most Vertical Primate 2.
Yes. Yes.
At the beginning, it starts with a PSA about the sanctuary that I guess part of the film was filmed at, and where the monkey was taken from. The monkey was taken from an animal reserve of some kind or a zoo.
Yeah, he was in the lab, the first.
No,
in this movie.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm talking about the prior to set it up. But in this movie, yes, he was drafted and he was at a primate.
I was talking
reserve.
About the PSA at the beginning.
Oh, no monkeys were harmed in this or something? Go ahead.
I'm gonna put the PSA as a feature at the end of this review because I believe in, animal safety and well-being and whatnot.
Good.
So anyway, Jack has this. Look it up. You talk. I'm about to find out the name of the other monkey in this movie. His brother or son.
Brother, family, yeah. So it starts out in the movie that they were supposed to be playing outside, but yet they were inside because they were going to watch hockey. And actually, it was the draft of hockey players. So Jack was very interested, and the little guy next to him, was it Oliver or something?
Yeah.
Next to him, and they were watching, and the person that is at the reserve that is there during the day, she was calling out their names, and she said, "You guys better not be in there watching hockey." And then Oliver went and locked the door and locked her out. So they were watching the hockey game, and then they had the draft, and Jack was actually drafted to the Seattle team. What? Did you find it?
Oliver is the orphan. No.
Oh, Oliver's the little boy? Yeah. Who finds Ben. So it was Jack and Ben? No, Ben was the shop owner, wasn't he?
No, his name was Ali, apparently.
The shop owner?
Oliver or Ali. Wikipedia says both.
Okay. But anyway, so he gets drafted, and then he heads down to Seattle, and then the star player didn't want to play, and
Louie is the other primate, which there's a part with Louie where I'm like, man, I just want to see that movie.
It was pretty funny. Because the reserve is down in what, the LA area, San Diego area?
I don't know.
So anyway, so Jack ends up in Seattle, and the star player for the Seattle, I forget the name of the team, doesn't want to play with a chimpanzee.
Mm-hmm.
And so he finally gives in, and they all become
IMDb
a great
says
team.
Ali.
They become a great team, and then all of a sudden the team that they were playing against decided that they were going to win the game no matter what and get rid of Jack. So what they did is one of their players, somebody not too smart, had ketchup poured on him, which I don't know why they didn't
That's
test
what that
it.
was? That's not what I thought it was.
It was ketchup. And he said that Jack bit him.
What I thought it was it was just going to be something that would create like a flesh wound.
No, I thought it looked like ketchup. Like it was blood.
No, I think it was actual blood, but it was it's in what was it?
But he wore it under his glove.
Wrestlers do this thing, it's called juicing, where kids, don't try this at home. but they take like a small bit of glass and they just do like a small jab, like right here, where
Okay.
it will bleed a lot, and then in 2 days it'll be healed. That's kind of what I think it was. He said like, "Look, you've got this thing, so no one will tell you." So that's what I think he did, because he did kind of do this to himself, and it was kind of in a U.
He claimed that Jack bit him, and Jack did not.
Mm-hmm.
So Jack got really upset that the team was not backing him,
Even though I
and
think they were.
they were, but he felt like he was singled out for something that he hadn't done.
Mm-hmm.
So then he becomes like a drifter. He runs away and he's in a
Four of his
dumpster.
teammates try to find him.
Yes, they're yelling his name and he hides in a dumpster. And then the
Mm-hmm.
dumpster gets picked up and taken to the dump.
Mm-hmm.
And then
And
he leaves there.
who's the kid?
I thought you said it was Oliver.
No, Ali is the guy who
Oh, the
owns the
store.
store.
Yeah. Well, they become good friends.
Seattle Simians. That was the name of
Ah,
the team.
okay.
Um, Ben.
Ben. Okay. So then he's watching Ben because Ben skateboards by him, and then he follows him. And after he falls asleep on the diving board or the lifeguard
Yeah,
chair.
lifeguard chair.
And then when Ben leaves, he goes and sits inside the thing and looks around. And did he eat something at that time or no?
Oh, no, but when he met, he had a banana, and I think he
Oh yeah,
had a
because
chocolate
Ben
milk.
was skateboarding in the pool. That's what woke him up.
And so Jack tries skateboarding and is very successful.
Yes, he's pretty good.
Now, while this is going on, there's a cop who's not as wacky as I kind of would have liked him to be.
Well, he wasn't totally there, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, and while all of this is going on, and they do meet Richard Karn.
Who is Ali? He owns a skateboard
I
or a
know, I
sporting
know he
goods or
didn't. I know he
skateboard.
didn't do that in Home Improvements, but he didn't really have that many phrases besides. I don't think so, Tim.
Yeah.
And this. Oops.
So then the social worker shows up at Ali's store and says that this boy, his mom died and he's run away from a foster home and they need to try and find him. So she gives him her business card and says, if you find him, let us know, give me a call. So Ben comes in the store and he's looking, and these kids that seem pretty rich or whatever, that they didn't care about the skateboard that they were dropping off and getting fixed.
Mm-hmm.
So he says, you don't mind if I throw your skateboard away? And the little boy or the young man said, no, I don't mind. And then the girl said, oh, the competition is this Saturday or something. And she said to
Kid
him,
trope movie number 49.
so she says, are you going to the competition? And he says, oh, no, 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 no. So anyway, when the store closes and everything, he goes out to the dumpster and gets a skateboard for Jack.
Mm-hmm. And then he gets four wheels. Or no,
Yep.
Jack gets four wheels. And then that's when Ali is like, what? And then it's like, okay. So that's when Ali decides to let Jack and Ben stay in his house because his house has a lot of extra rooms.
Well, because the social worker, the cop, followed Ben to the pool house area. And he
Right, and
brought
so,
back the
yeah.
lady, the social worker, and so they needed a new place to stay.
But we're not talking about the subplot that I thought was pretty funny.
Oh, so since he has left the Seattle
And he's
Simians,
been in hiding for so long, that's when. What's the other monkey's
Louie,
name?
I think you said Louie. Louie shows
Louie.
up.
No, wait. We need to talk about how Louie
Oh,
shows up.
how Louie gets there. Okay, so
He
Louie
decides
runs
to.
away
Yeah,
from
he runs
the
away from the sanctuary, and he's kind of doing like this. And so this old
hitchhiking,
truck driver,
who's
or
driving an RV.
who he's the old guy
First movie.
from the first movie who was a fan, and this movie actually had a couple of repeats in different roles. The second one was the guy who was previously the piano player
Mm-hmm.
who would constantly get hit in the head. He's now doing concessions,
I think so.
and I want to see a movie of just these two together.
Louie and the driver of the
Yeah,
RV.
like he's driving, but his glasses are like right here, and he's like,
On the
my
dashboard.
my doctor says I should drive. I can't see without my glasses, but I don't like to wear them a lot. And so the monkey is like, is like terrified, and he's almost like causing crashes and
Yeah, he's like driving.
he's swerving crazier than a first time driver. Okay, first time drivers don't swerve this bad.
True.
And so then there's two more funny parts. One is that you see the driver, like
He's
like
sleeping.
he's
He's
asleep,
sleeping in the passenger.
and you kind of get the feeling like, is anyone driving? Louie is driving, and apparently he's driving better.
Yep.
I was wondering like how he got to touch the
Gas pedal.
yeah, the
But
pedals.
he could have put it on cruise. They could have put it on cruise for him.
You still need to press the gas pedal to move,
Not
or the
with
brake.
cruise.
Okay.
With cruise, you set it at a speed limit.
And then there was another part.
Technology.
Yeah, and then there was another part where the old guy says to the monkey, "You want to shave? You're looking a little hairy.
Yeah, your chin is a little
You're
bit
getting
hairy.
a little bit of a beard." And so Louis, and so then that's the end, and I was like, man, I want to see a movie of that.
So
That would be hilarious.
Then he gets dropped off at the Seattle Simians, and he goes in.
And everyone thinks Louis is
Jack.
And they quickly find out he's not.
Yeah, because
Due to a montage of like him not being able to ski, using 4 limbs,
what he does with the stick,
eating ice.
he pushes the guy's head down on the ice.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So anyway, I hate to be those kinds of critics, but if you can't guess what's going to happen at this point with all of these characters, you haven't been paying attention.
Yeah.
It
pulls them all together.
It's a very predictable story or
but
movie.
Funny. I found it very funny.
You
didn't laugh much?
I did, but I don't know. Maybe I was expecting like more laughs.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe it was because the scene of Louie and that truck, or Louie and the driver. Maybe I was just wanting the movie to just be that.
Well, it was funny though because Louie was in the game against the same team that did the fake biting.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
But the coach saw Louie out there and he's like, "Oh, no problem. You can keep that chimp out there. We'll let him play and all that." And then by halftime, Jack actually shows up and gets out there on the ice, and yeah.
Now, similar to my problem with the first movie, about how that movie had villains and didn't do anything with them, like there was no like hijinks with those villains. You remember?
Yeah.
It's kind of a problem with this movie too, in that the rival team, outside of what you see on the football team, or
a hockey rink.
Jeez, I'm all over. Yeah. I need to drink some Diet Coke or something. We've got plenty. Uh, the bite, like there was no comeuppance for those villains, or
Right.
for the
Well,
rival
because
team.
it was Jack that bit, and they couldn't prove that Jack didn't bite him because Jack couldn't talk. That's why Jack
I'm
left.
just saying that it would have been nice to see that get a conclusion or something, or have it be
Well,
like,
it
no,
was
he bit me.
payback. It was payback
Well,
because
okay,
he
here's
actually
what I
ended up being able to play in that last game.
here's what I would have done. I would have made it so uh the other team, like, okay, let's say he got it on this arm. It would have been like, "No, you can't let him on. He bit me in this. He bit me in this arm." It's like, "You mean the other arm?" Right. Right, coach. Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, he hit me. He bit me like right here. It's like, he bit you right here. It's
But while Louie was
like just kind
playing,
of get like caught up. Maybe it's because I didn't find that part very funny.
okay, well, because it was sad. Jack was getting accused after all
No,
the good
not
he did
that. I'm talking
of
about
the other
Louis. I'm talking
guy.
about Louis on the ice. Maybe I
Well,
didn't necessarily find that funny.
Well, I thought it was kind of cute. While Louis was on the ice, then Jack was skateboarding with Ben,
Mm-hmm.
and Ali called the night before. Called,
Let's not reveal that because that was a pretty good
well,
scene.
he called coach.
Called coach.
He called the coach, who, or called the hockey players, and then the hockey players called the place to say that they found Jack when
Okay.
it was Louis, but they found Louis and not Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anyway, the
Anyway,
preserve.
still a pretty funny sequel. Maybe not quite as funny as like Spy Mate or the first MVP. Maybe.
But it was decent compared
Mm-hmm.
to a lot of other sequels to movies. So I think if you liked any of these movies,
You mean
try and
it?
watch them all.
You mean it was better than Atlas Shrugged Part 2?
Okay, let's not get that bad.
Well,
Okay.
I was just trying to think of like what's a
I know,
terrible sequel.
I know. That's a terrible
Um,
sequel. But anyway,
is there
please,
another bad
no,
sequel?
just let's finish this. Okay. So I
Jaws
recommend.
2, I guess.
Okay, done. I recommend you seeing this movie if you watched any of the other
Monkey
movies.
movies that we've seen so far out of the 3.
She was just there.
Thank you for not getting distracted. Anyway, um,
You
apparently this series, most valuable primate has been finally over. So I guess now we have to go back into the 90s to find a monkey movie.
Oh well, we'll find one. I'm sure you will.
Well, it's not the end of the month.
Yep.
Bye.
Anyway, bye bye.
Subscribe to me and I'll subscribe back. Enjoy the following PSA. Hey, before this DVD, there was a bonus feature that was kind of a PSA regarding the pact people and chimps together. Um, During a Google search, as of this recording, it doesn't look like this company is still around, or and their website is, as far as I can tell, not currently running. I'm still gonna air this PSA because I feel that it is important. Um, I don't really have a great website to tell you about, but if you can, or if you'd like to donate to a charity that helps endangered chimps or animals or of any kind of your choice. That is all. Enjoy.
Is PACT, People and Chimps Together, is a nonprofit organization that we started for the retirement and preservation of the chimpanzees. We're going to make a facility where it's like amusement park for chimpanzees. It'll have water slides and jungle and sand areas, give them a lot of variety.
This is what our future plan is for our packed retirement home, is to be able to give all working animals the opportunity to live a life like this, a real social environment with a lot of psychological stimulation for them.